What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about B3 base today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, please, and let's get into it. All right, guys, it's the 24th day of June. Here we are, 8 hours, 8 minutes left in the day, 00282 dollars right now. We're talking about this because this is actually my most recent purchase. I've been going back and forth between buying base B3 and not buying B3, and I finally pulled the trigger. I feel like I pulled the trigger at a good point, man. Let's see. Let's look at here. Where was it? I made a post on X yesterday. It was like at the base of this candle here. I bought base at the base of that candle right there, right? I saw the reversal on the 4 hour happening, and I seized the opportunity, and I think some of you did as well. And we're all in a position to strength right now because we're up just a little bit, right? It's nothing crazy. Let's just see how much are we up. It's like 2%, 3%, something like that. 5%. Okay, cool, whatever. At one point we were up almost 8%, right? There were a lot of coins yesterday that pumped way more than that, right? Overall, you had an 8% pump yesterday on B3. There's some coins that did 30%, 40% more than that, right? There are plenty that did like 20%, 15% pumps, double that. Everything takes its turn. And I want you guys to be aware that everything really does take its turn. And if you're holding 5 coins and one of them did 30% of a move and the other two did less than a 10% of a move yesterday, and what you did was you sold your slow or your low moving coins for the high moving one. You just consolidated it all into that, and you're like, why didn't I just do this? I'm going to do this now. What's likely going to happen is the one that moved up a lot is now going to move up a little bit on the next move, and the ones that did not move up a lot, they're going to move up. Everything takes their turn, right? So just let things play out. And maybe that works exactly how I'm saying it does. Maybe it doesn't. Perhaps the coin that pumped up the most recently will continue to pump up the most. You never know. But again, you never know. So maybe it's best to diversify because you never know. I diversified into this one, making a short-term play on this. I'm not planning to hold it throughout the whole cycle. I mean, maybe some of it I will, but I put some funds in here just for a short-term play because looking at the charts, I really do like the charts. I mean, we're at all-time lows. We're at all-time lows. Let's put this. Let's get some other indicators on here. Okay. We had decent volume, right? 12% volume in the past 24 hours with the move up from all-time lows. It's nice. It's actually good. It's in the gaming sector, which is interesting, right? And then basement. What is it? Basement.fun. Base right here. Basement. Discover. Basement.fun. It is basement. You spell it BASEMENT.fun. Basement.fun. And I've got my computer on slow mode so it's quiet, but we'll turn it up here. We'll put high performance. You guys might hear it. Yeah. I don't know. You got all these games. All these different games, guys, that you can play. Crypto rewards, whatever, right? There's all these different games. They're fun. There's some that are actually fun. That are like actually and some of them are basic and dumb, like the dog bench press one. But anyways, I'm gonna turn this off now because we don't have all that extra stuff in there. I just like it to be quiet, man, quiet. If we're looking at these indicators here, look at what you're doing, man. This is absurdly bullish. This is why I bought. We're looking at the daily time frame. You're building bullish momentum. Yeah, that's what this is in the green right here. You're building bullish momentum. Your oscillators are moving up while the price is moving down and seeing lower lows. You're building bullish momentum as you're getting lower lows. That's very bullish, my friends. It's very bullish, actually. That's the most bullish form of bullish divergence you can get on the MACD. The stochastics, you have a low here, you have a higher low here, lower lows in the price, bullish divergence, right? And the RSI, do I need to say it? I mean, you can see right there, bullish divergence, and you're bouncing right off the oversold zone. Very bullish maneuvers going on here, you guys. Once we get, and this is not the exciting part, it's bouncing from here. Once we get up above the 60, once we get into this zone, in the overbought zone, this is where the real magic starts to happen. That's whenever base starts to cut loose the goose, man. Let loose the goose and we'll start to rally. The last time we had a low, you had, that's not the low. Let's see. You had one day that pumped 6%, maybe 8% at the highest, just like we did yesterday, right? And you're kind of boring at first, but then you had your day where you moved up 18%. You had your day where you moved up another day 12%, right? Overall, within a week, you moved up 76%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit over a week. Wait, a week. A little bit over a week from low. You moved up 76%. Here we are. My goodness. Hold on, guys. I had to clear my throat out there. I was just starting to die. It only happens in the mornings, really. I get so dry up here, man. It's that mountain air. That mountain air gets you, even if you live here your whole damn life. Oh man, I don't know if anybody actually lives in the mountains and has done this before, but it's no joke, man. You if you're in the mountains and you go to sea level, first off, yes, you can definitely drink more, and secondly, you can run like it's just like the opposite of exhausting. It's crazy. And if you get acclimated to the sea level stuff, if you're there for like 3 weeks or more and you come back to the mountains, you will like see stars whenever you start to run because you can't breathe here. It's a real thing, and I mean obviously people know that that's a real thing, but man, you kind of feel like Superman. It's pretty cool. Anyways, there's benefits to living in high altitudes, you guys. There's also I'm pretty sure people that live in high altitudes have higher longevity. There's different theories on that, right? I mean the altitude and just solar radiation is better than pollution, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, 76%. 76% up. I'm getting off topic here, guys. I don't know. I'm talking about things that I've heard about, not that I've done like serious studies on. So don't. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. But low to high, I would anticipate that here, bouncing off of all-time lows, a week later you're up 76%. And we didn't really have we did have some bullish divergence, right? But it wasn't as severe as what's going on here, right? Very similar look though, right? You look at the RSI, we're at very similar levels in the lows. We bounced right off the oversold zone, just like we did here. If we get a deeper reading in the overbought zone, one might expect, and I'm one who might expect, that we see a larger move up. Okay? That's my expectation. I think that we will see a move that overall from the low to high will be over 100%. And that's why I bought yesterday. Where did I buy here? I bought basically like right there. Okay? I really do believe that even from there, not even from the low, I think we'll see an over 100% move because if we're looking at these areas of resistance, prior areas of support, right? Right here, this area of significance, look at this line. I'm going to delete this one here. You look at this support here, right? You found support back here on this line as well. Resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. That's 107%, at least from where I bought. That's why I made that announcement. And likely, again, I think this is going to happen in a short amount of time. I don't think it's going to happen in a day. That would be phenomenal. That'd be great. I would sell out and say good job to everybody with B3. Keep holding. Do your thing. If you want to hold for the end of the cycle, by the way, guys, B3, $59 million market cap. If you were to see a $59 billion market cap, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but I'm not asking for like anything crazy like a $100 billion market cap or more in the first cycle, like some moon boys out there. $59 billion is a lot, but it's attainable. I mean, that means this thing is 1,000xable. If you believe and get to a 59, which honestly, in the first cycle, like 20 to $60 billion, if you're reaching a multi-$10 billion market cap, that's the range you go to. So it's on the high end of things. It's on the high end of things, but 1,000x is possible with this thing by the end of this cycle. If the gaming sector takes off, man, this thing is prime. This thing is literally prime to be a focal point, a gravitational center for gaming, man. It can drive a lot of interest and bring in a lot of hype, a lot of momentum behind it. Absolutely, you could see a $60 billion market cap by the end of the cycle. Now, that's at the high end of things. Do I expect you're going to go to my maximum expectation? Probably not. Probably not. I don't even know if I'd call it an expectation. I just call it a hope and a dream. That's my moon boy hope right there, right? A lot of moon boys, they're talking about $100 billion, multi-$100 billion market caps for their coins, and they just came out last week. You know what I mean? That's moon boy stuff. But this genuinely has 1,000x potential. What about 100x potential? Absolutely, it's got 100x potential. $5.9 billion? That's still a lot. $5.9 billion is still a lot, but man, $6 billion? That's 100x from here. 12 billion, 200x, 24 billion on the low end of what we see whenever coins get into tens of billions of dollars by the end of the cycle, right? That's actually like a low end kind of expectation. I'm just saying, man, you can do some really good things with this. So don't if I sell this thing, don't let me convince you to sell it, right? Because I think you've got a lot of work to go. Okay, and depending on how this all works out, it could be a very fantastic coin, especially from here, man. But I would expect some kind of recovery. If we take a high to a low right here, you went all the way up first to your golden ratio, then just up above your or below your 786 there. We take this same high to low and we kind of maybe compare it to that. Right there, your 786, that's about a 98% move from here, right? Something like there. I wouldn't be surprised if you went up a little bit higher. Again, I'm anticipating a stronger move, but even on the low end, from the current price, that's a 62% move. To the 786, that's a 90% move. If we see something dramatically bullish and it just goes all the way up to these areas of resistance, I mean, This could happen, probably does happen, by the end of June, something between 0045 and 0059. Right, that's why I made the play on B3. And if you want to make some quick money, I think this thing's going to do it. There's probably a lot of coins that are going to do that too, right? All the ones we talk about, Cookie, Onyx Coin, LCX even had a hell of a day yesterday and today. As it's pulling back a lot though. That's kind of what happens. You're finding resistance at other areas of resistance, but we'll probably talk about LCX later. But I think this thing's at a very good point, man. We look at the 3-day time frame. This divergence is even more severe. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is, right? Deep in the oversold zone, bounced right off the oversold zone, and you have a lower low. That's some severe divergence right there on the 3-day time frame, you guys. MACD, bullish as hell. Bullish divergence right there, man. We're about to cross green with the MACD on the 3-day time frame. Stochastics, also bullish divergence, higher lows right there on both oscillators. Yeah, and you've been oversold for a bit. You didn't get oversold here. What's going to happen, guys, when we rally? I'm thinking, again, as fun as this was, this one's going to be more funnerer. It's going to be good. And what happens whenever we get above here, which could be after the first week of July? I mean, who knows, man? This thing could do a lot of damage. A lot of damage in a good way to the upside. From the current price, your first target, from the current price, your first target is 0.0088, which is a 3x move from here, and then 1%, right? You'll probably snap up there real fast. That'll be probably by mid July, with the first 2 weeks of July, right? If not earlier. I very much expect you'll be higher than that by the end of July. And the only, like, wouldn't it be crazy if next week we were up here? It didn't take end of July, just next week we were up here. That'd be great. Sometimes things move faster than you expect, especially coins that are low market cap, that have desirable volume coming in, that have all these good things going for it, and it's in a sector that's kind of been slept on, which is the gaming sector. I mean, I feel like it's a whirlwind for a perfect storm for a kind of pump, man. I mean, these kind of coins, they really do. Sometimes they pump like 100% or more overnight, and that's what I'm like. I could buy more XCN, which I love, and I think could do the same thing. I could buy more Cookie DAO, which I love, and I think could do the same thing. TARS AI, which I love, and it could do the same thing, right? Bitcoin Cash, maybe it can't do 100% overnight, but it can move pretty fast when it wants to. But this thing, I wanted to diversify, and there's a little tickle on the back of my neck. I had a hair wiggling around telling me, hey man, maybe try this thing out. The minimum target, the true minimum target, whenever we do move up to new all-time highs right here, the minimum target on the low end of the spectrum of what we'd expect this thing to do whenever it tops off at the end of July, if not sometime in August, would be an 11, almost a 12x from here. The maximum end on the high end and even expectable end would be a 24x. And with the market cap this low, sure, you could do more. You could do more, but a 40x from here, 50x from here, I don't know. Maybe you go to 12 cents. Maybe you stop somewhere weird and you just stop at 10 cents psychological resistance. It's not weird as far as price goes, but it's weird in the fibs. I'm thinking something between 7 cents, 6.9 cents, and 3.4 cents. That's what I'm thinking. I got nothing else for you guys. Thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one, okay? And if you want to keep up with me whenever I make purchases on coins, just follow me on X, because I made a post about it yesterday. I think that's hilarious. I survived World War III. How many people survived World War III? Hands up, right? I don't know, man. I don't know how many people. There are a lot of people who ate that up over the past couple weeks that we were going to go into World War III, and I didn't doubt it at all, man. Things escalated a little bit more than I thought they would, but this isn't new. Anybody who was freaking out, yeah, but this was new. How could you know this is new? This isn't new. Iran in the United States, Iran and Israel being in conflict. This is something that's been going on since before I was born. Probably before most of you were born, or around the time most of you were born, right? This is not a new thing, man. We know exactly what to expect. Let's see. I decided to buy some B3. If you want to be aware of tweets like this or posts like this, I got to stop calling it tweets. It's a post. It's not Twitter anymore. It's a post. Then yeah, follow me at Chris Harris 85. That's me. I don't know who Chris Harris is. I'm C-Zar, but this Chris Harris guy, he sounds kind of cool. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one, you guys. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you all. Peace out. Peace in the Middle East. Bye bye.